So quarantine for us is really important. We have a lot of horses travelling to competitions both here and abroad, and they're staying in stables where you're not sure of their disinfection routines or how often they're cleaned. So for us coming home, we like to isolate them, that they just keep them at a distance from the others for a good few days to make sure they're not carrying anything with them.
Whenever equines leave the farm and mix with others, they are open to exposure to infectious diseases. Acquired diseases may travel home with them. Even outwardly healthy, newly arriving equines may harbour infectious disease. Checking vaccination status is worthwhile to assess the risk. To assist disease prevention, returning and new arrivals, even if they're fully vaccinated, should be quarantined and observed for 14 days before mixing with resident horses. Keep these horses separated by at least 5 to 10 metres.
If using stables for quarantine, a separate airspace in addition to distance is required, so a barn environment is not ideal for this purpose. Clean and disinfect stables between use and place disinfectant foot baths outside the stable. A dedicated quarantine muck heap, which is not directly adjacent to stabling, should also be used.
A designated paddock without a shared water source rather than stables for quarantine can be used once nose-to-nose contact with those in adjacent paddocks is not possible. Erect signage, making it clear not to approach animals in quarantine. Use separate equipment including buckets, grooming equipment, cleaning equipment, tack and so on for quarantined equines. Manage other horses or ponies on the farm before quarantined individuals. Use separate overalls and boots or boot covers and wash hands carefully between attending quarantined and non-quarantined equines or groups of animals. Anyone or anything in contact with quarantined animals should be considered infected and must not come into contact with others before being cleaned and disinfected.
Red flag signs when monitoring horses include fever, diarrhea, coughing, discharge from the nostrils, or less commonly, incoordination. Fever, or temperature greater than 38.5 degrees Celsius, is often the earliest sign of disease. Recording rectal temperatures twice daily is recommended.
To minimise the risk of disease, check the vaccination status of new arrivals. Separate returning and new arrivals for 14 days, monitoring them regularly for signs of disease. Limit visitor access with strict hygiene protocols in place for all personnel and equipment, and regularly clean and disinfect vehicles.
For me, really it's keeping the horses on the road or the map we've made out for them, and financially, like if we get something in here, it could cause havoc and cause havoc with all of them. So for us it will be a disaster. So we just have to be so careful when we bring them home and just keep them separate from the others.